Hello, PBA LBC League Bowlers. My name is Neil Stremmel, your Director of Rules and Equipment, and today I'm joined by PBA legend Bill O'Neill. Bill, thanks for coming out. Good to see you. Hey, so I wanted to talk to you about hammer, but first I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So it's not really a question, it's more of a story. So I know you are a world champion as well as a PBA champion, a major PBA champion as well. And so, but as a world champion, I got to travel with you and Team USA. I worked for World Bowling in their technical area. And at the World Championships in Munich, I don't know if I got to thank you for this. So you won the gold medal at the World Championships in Munich. That is a rare accomplishment. And you bowl 6 games. You got to beat all these people from around the world. You got to be in the top 4, and then you got to match play and win. It's a very difficult thing to do. Congratulations. I know it's been a while, but since I was there, I got lucky enough to be the person to hold the U.S. flag while you went up on the podium. I don't know if you remember that. And the flag that everybody looks at while the national anthem is playing. Like, it was a great experience for me. But I also unknowingly got to get the country gold medal. You got the individual gold medal. You earned it, and all I did was show up and hold the flag. But they gave me the country gold medal, and that has been one of the coolest things I've ever done in bowling. And I don't know if I've ever really truly thanked you for it. So, anyways, thank you very much.
Absolutely, that was a fantastic experience for me as well. I mean, it was my first World Championships with Team USA. It was my first experience doing that, and to win the very first event that I was at, the singles there, was something special. And just being up on the podium, getting that medal, and hearing the national anthem was definitely a moment I won't forget.
That makes it even more amazing, because I didn't know that was your first World Championships, because there's so much going on. They have the march-in ceremony, everything. It's just kind of a surreal atmosphere, very Olympic-esque atmosphere. And so that had to be a lot to take in, and then just show up and bowl 6 games and be in the top 4 right off the bat in a minute.
Listen, all the guys that I bowled with that year is Tommy Jones and Chris Barnes, Wes Malott, Patrick Allen, Rhino Page. They will attest that in Team USA competition, I'm very much a singles bowler. They would tend to say that I didn't perform my best in the events that included any of them. So the singles and all events were really my forte at the World Championship.
I see, and of course that's what they would have to say about that. Anyways, I have a few examples of that when I bowl with my doubles teammate from way back when. I was always carrying him in doubles and team. At least that's what I said. That's what they're gonna say. All right. Anyways, thank you for that. I appreciate that, and thank you from the bottom of my heart of being able to experience that. That was unbelievable for me.
Yeah.
So anyways, back to hammer. I know you've been with hammer for like 15 years now.
That's correct, yeah.
And we wanted to talk about shoes today, because for the league bowlers out there, shoes, transitioning from rental shoes to just a regular pair of shoes to interchangeable sole shoes is kind of a great progression for them as they improve. I know you have the hammer changeable soles.
Yeah.
Explain it to me and how that works, please.
Yeah. So these are the Hammer Diesels. This is my shoe of choice here, and I really I range from 3 different soles, and I really only use one heel. I like the cleated heel, and I need the break in the back. I like to stop, because that's where you create your power and your leverage. If you're sliding too much, and you never stop sliding, you don't create any leverage. So you need that break in the back for me. And depending on the slickness of the approach, that's where I go from the different soles here. And I usually stick in the 2, the 4, and the 6 are the soles that I'll use the most. The 2 being the tackiest. This is one that's if the approaches are really slippery, this is the one I go to, and then so on down the line, the 4 and the 6. Right now, we're filming this at the World Series of Bowling, and I'm using a worn out 6. So this is kind of sometimes the newer soles can be a little tackier. So I have older soles and newer soles that I keep in this range too, to kind of give it even more variety in that line.
All right, that makes sense. So for the league bowlers, a lot of them bowl in the same center all the time. So they could pick their heel and sole that they're most comfortable with. But then if they start going to tournaments or different centers, then they're going to have to learn, I need to change from this to this because I'm sliding too much or I'm sticking too much. Or maybe it's a humid day out, it's raining and you're sticking too much.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, even if you only bowl in one center, like you said, the temperature outside and the humidity really affects the approaches, especially if you're at a center that has synthetic approaches.
Yeah.
And you get into a very humid day in the summer, they're going to be a lot tackier than they would be in the middle of the winter. And so it's really important to have at least a couple different options to where it can throw your whole day off if you have no footing. You're slipping or sticking out there. There's no way you can perform at your best.
All right, so if a league bowler out there is getting a brand new pair of shoes, you have a suggestion of like where you would start and how do you break them in and get going with a new pair of shoes?
Yeah, it all depends on what type of shoe that you are purchasing. Now, if you go with this hammer shoe, then you're not gonna have to break them in. That's the benefit of this shoe. It feels like a sneaker. It doesn't feel like a stiff bowling shoe. And some shoes you buy, they're a lot stiffer, and you have to wear them around the house to kind of break them in, to kind of get them to bend a little bit. And these ones, right out of the box, I just put them on and go right out the lanes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, when the league bowlers out there will learn or realize when they need to take that step up, from the rental shoes to a regular pair of entrance bowling shoes to something like this. For me, there was a time back in Illinois when I was bowling in my regular league house, I had just regular bowling shoes without an interchangeable sole, and I didn't know it, but I'm getting ready for league, or maybe it was a tournament even, and I stepped on a cricket. I stepped on a cricket in the bowling center, and I squished it on my slide shoe, and I didn't know I had all this cricket juice on my shoe. And then as I stepped up on the approach, I noticed, and so I got to clean this off, but I didn't have interchangeable soles, and that was when that was like, I'm at the point I gotta have interchangeable soles, because I could have stepped in water, I could have, anything could have happened. So the league bowlers out there will probably know when they need to make that change. So when they need to make that change, see your pro shop operator, go to them and figure out what's best for them or what's best for you, and get their recommendations. And then, if you want something that's a tennis shoe right off the bat, you don't have to break it in. That'll be part of your decision-making process.
And the good thing about these shoes, they last a long time. So, like I've been wearing these for quite a while, and I bowl quite a bit.
Yeah.
And they're still as good as new. And it's the beautiful thing about soles. Instead of having to buy new shoes, you can get new soles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've had a lot of success this year with those shoes and with Hammer. Much continued success. I appreciate your time today. I hope the league bowlers out there learn something, and I hope they continue to support our sport.